Good evening to you all. Welcome to CSB Current Affairs Bulletin. Today's important news and today's important current affairs. 43 lakh disabled students across states may drop out from education. They were unable to cope up with their e-education. As you know, due to COVID virus, schools are not reopened and children were made to study online. With this, differently abled children like deaf and dumb, blind children, they could not cope up with the online education. In fact, students from the rural areas also, due to internet problem, cannot access online education. And a basic reality about this is children from government schools belonging to the poor families and a large proportion of the children in the rural areas, they cannot own smartphone, they cannot purchase a smartphone. So even children who are going to the online education from rich families, only 20% of them could able to understand what teacher is teaching in the online. So various surveys are coming up with respect to online education, and for particularly for school children it is a troublesome education, and but we don't have any alternative due to COVID pandemic, and only this we are opting in now. But in future, post COVID, online education can never match with offline education. This was a survey made by various NGOs, particularly NGOs from Orissa, who are working for disabled children. Next important news: US accuses Russia of test weapons in space. Russia tested weapons in the space. America and Britain have warned, accused, and cautioned Russia of test firing anti-satellite weapon in space. US Space Command said that US have evidence that Moscow conducted a non-destructive test of a space-based anti-satellite weapon on July 15th. On July 15th, a test was conducted by Russia. Russia said they have conducted the test only to monitor how Russian satellites are working, how they are working, and whether they are in the proper condition or not. To test all these things, Russia have sent a anti-satellite weapon, but according to America and UK, Russia is provoking in the space. Here you wish to know, you are expected to know one important point. Before 1991, the world is in a Cold War phase. Cold War means there's a fight between two power blocks. On the one side, America, on the other side, Soviet Russia. And during Cold War, America and Russia have signed various treaties. There are two important treaties: SALT Treaty, SALT, Strategic Arms Limitation Treaty, and START, Strategic Arms Reduction Treaty. Actually, in the year 2011, they have again had America and Russia have new START treaty, and this new START treaty for reduction of arms have its enforceability till 5th February 2021. Till February 2021, this START treaty have the force, and America and Russia are going to discuss about new START treaty extension. That means strategic arms reduction. They wanted to reduce arms. So in this era of START treaties, now again, if Russia does something, and recently you all know, America have also come out of INF treaty, Intermediate Range Nuclear Forces Treaty, saying that Russia is violating the treaty. America already have come out of that. And Russia regularly violates the treaties, various arms reduction treaties. That is very famous for Russia. In the always Russia will be in the news for that. And the recent accusation of US and UK against Russia that Russia is testing weapons in the space is correct. But there should be some mechanism in the world to question all these people, particularly all these countries who does something in the space always, particularly for wars in future. Next important article is a United Nations report, UN report on terrorism, cautioned India. UN report on terrorism cautioned India that there are significant numbers of ISIS terrorists in Kerala and Karnataka. In Kerala and Karnataka, there are significant numbers of ISIS terrorists. ISIS India affiliate. The name of India affiliate of ISIS is Hind Vilaya. Hind Vilaya. WILAYAH. Right now, according to one estimate, Hind Vilaya, the ISIS affiliate, have around 180 to 200 members. 180 to 200 members, and they might plan attacks in future in the various locations in India. In May 2019, the IS terror group claimed that they have established a new province in India, Vilaya of Hind. In May 2019, the IS terror group have announced that they have established a new province in India. The name of the province is Vilaya of Hind. But India should be very careful due to coronavirus. We are always already in trouble, and this terror attacks, even Naxal movements are also increased in the pandemic. So we need to be very cautious about this. And UN report on terrorism cautioned us with respect to IS activities in India. Next important article, very important for you for exam. GI tag, geographical indication tag. Whenever a new tag is given, you should read about that. Kashmiri saffron. Kashmiri saffron have received GI tag. Kashmiri saffron got GI tag. Kashmiri saffron. You all know Kashmiri saffron. In a Telugu, it is called Kunkuma Puvu. Kashmiri saffron is very, very famous in Kashmir, and recently it received GI tag. In intellectual property rights, in IPRs, there are copyrights, patents, trademarks, industrial designs, geographical indications, and GI tag is very, very famous. And Kashmir saffron received GI tag. Kashmiri saffron is the dried parts of the flowers, staples and stigma of the flowers. The flower name of saffron flower name is Crocus sativas plant. The plant name is Crocus, Crocus, Crocus sativas, Sativas. The plants are grown in 11,000 meters above sea level. So for that reason, there was such a flavor, thick flavor, bitter flavor for this. So good aroma, high aroma means good aroma, munch smell, good smell and high aroma, long and thickest stigma, deep red color, deep red color, chemical free processing, chemical free processing. These are the qualities of Kashmir saffron. So if a product gets GA tag, what is the advantage? If a product gets GA tag, what is the advantage? Export market, it will get more prominence in the export market. If a product gets GA tag, it will get more prominence in the export market. First point. Second point, the cultivators, the farmers will get very good prices, remunerative prices. Third thing, they can protect them from adulteration. They can protect them from adulterated products, original product and no duplication. And the most important thing, GA tag represents, indicates the particular geographical locality and geographical origin of the product. The particular geographical locality and geographical origin of the product. So this is the significance of Kashmir. Kashmiri saffron. And today's Hindu, there is a full page article, ground zero article. In today's Hindu, there is a full page ground zero article. What is this article all about? Listen. In today's Hindu ground zero article, what is this article? Kerala's gold scandal. Kerala's gold scandal. On July 5th, some customs officials in Thiruvananthapuram airport have seized 30 kgs of gold. If it is a normal seizure, there will be customs duty levy, more taxes they will levy, and they'll send it off. But in this case, you know where they have found that particular gold? They have found that gold in diplomatic cargo. What is a diplomatic cargo? Diplomatic cargo is a luggage for diplomats. So diplomats have some immunities. Diplomats from one country to other country can bring or send some cargo in their name. Generally, customs officials should not check that cargo. But Tirunanthapuram customs officials got some information which is suspicious in diplomatic cargo. So they have opened diplomatic cargo and surprised to see 30 kgs of gold. And the gold was kept inside steel pipes, door locks, air compressors, iron rods. And case was booked and they have interrogated. In this interrogation, there is a big chain that was revealed. A link between UAE officials, some of the UAE officials, diplomatic officials, and Kerala government officials also. And suddenly, it came as a big shock to the government of India also. So India UAE relations are also involved in this. For that reason, the central government have entrusted NIA, National Investigation Agency, to investigate the case, and the case was booked under Unlawful Activities Prevention Act. Actually, if UAE relations are not, they are not in the limelight, then you would have used Enforcement Directorate and Prevention of Money Laundering Act. But the case also relates to India UAE relations, means it might affect India UAE relations. For that reason, we have cautioned that. And why this Kerala gold scam? Actually, you should know a point here. From Kerala, many go to the Middle East. Many go to the Middle East. And Kerala is very famous. In fact, I can say notorious for gold smuggling. Gold smuggling, Kerala is one of the important places. And many Keralites go to UAE and other Middle East countries for unorganized sector work. So they used to bring gold in a smuggled way, through hawala transactions. So this is not first thing in Kerala, but here the different thing is they have used the diplomatic route. That was the thing which was surprising and shocking. Next important current affairs today: UNO, United Nations Organizations, for the first time in its 75 years history, conducting its General Assembly annual meet in a virtual mode. So it have decided to conduct its General Assembly annual meeting in a virtual mode. World leaders will submit pre-recorded video statements for the UN General Assembly sessions in September. And you all know UN General Assembly was established, UNO was established on October 24th, 1945. And there are six principal organs of the UNO: General Assembly, Security Council, Economic and Social Council, Trusteeship Council, International Court of Justice, and Secretariat. And UN is celebrating 75th birth anniversary this year. UNO is celebrating 75th birth anniversary this year. And next important current affairs, I have taken this from Hindu. There are two articles relating to this on Hindu, in the Hindu newspaper. India Sri Lanka relations. India Sri Lanka relations. Recently, High Commissioner of India to Sri Lanka, Mr. Gopal Bagle, spoke at a virtual event titled Deepening Economic Collaboration Between India and Sri Lanka. Deepening Economic Collaboration between India and Sri Lanka. This event was organized by FICCI in collaboration with Lakshman Kadri Gamar, Institute of International Relations and Strategic Studies, Sri Lanka. So, event was organized with respect to India-Sri Lanka economic relations. You all know India is one of the important investors in Sri Lanka. India is one of the important investors in Sri Lanka. But most of the times, Sri Lanka tried to pit China against India. Sri Lanka is trying to maintain relations with China also. This is the most concerning thing for India. Recently, Sri Lankan Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa told to the media that Sri Lanka have not taken any final decision for India's involvement in Colombo project, for India's partnership in Colombo project. See, India is helping in all the ways to Sri Lanka, but Sri Lankan Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa said Sri Lanka is not yet finalized any decision with respect to India's partnership in the Colombo port project. And when Sri Lankan President visited India, India offered line of credit. India offered line of credit. Our Prime Minister Modi helped Sri Lanka by offering line of credit of around $450 million. $450 million. And Sri Lanka owes lot of money to India. Sri Lanka has to pay $960 million to India. And Sri Lanka is asking moratorium on this loan. So I cannot pay now. Kindly temporarily stop this. Don't ask me. So Sri Lanka has to pay $960 million to India, and Sri Lanka is asking temporary moratorium on this. Moratorium on this. What is moratorium? Temporary stay. Sri Lanka is asking to freeze this. I'm not going to pay now. I don't have reserves now. So Sri Lanka is also asking India to help in currency swap. Sri Lanka is also asking India to help in currency swap. What is this currency swap? See, currency swap can be of two, three kinds. I'll tell you what is the present currency swap between India and Sri Lanka. Actually, Sri Lanka is running out of forex reserves. Sri Lanka don't have much forex reserves. India is helping through SARC fund to help Sri Lanka by giving some forex reserves to some foreign currency help to Sri Lanka. This is one thing. And one more important thing about currency swap. See, whenever there is a trade, international trade, it should be in dollars. Whenever there's a trade, exports and imports, the payment should be in dollars. But temporarily in currency swaps, local payments are also allowed. For example, if Sri Lanka purchases something from India, Sri Lanka can pay it in Sri Lankan currency. In the same way, if India purchases something from Sri Lanka, India can pay it in Indian currency. This is actually one meaning of currency swap agreement. Okay, so yesterday there's a news, and today also there's a news that RBI agreed for currency swap around $400 million, $400 million currency swap with Sri Lanka. This is there in Hindu paper Business News today. And the next important thing, this news is one of the top news today. This news is one of the top news. America asked China to close its consulate in Houston. In Houston, America asked China to close its consulate. In retaliation to that, China asked America to shut its consulate in Chengdu. So both are in tough situation. Both are fighting. There's a big fight going on between US and China. China asked USA to shut Chengdu consulate, and USA asked China to shut Houston consulate. So USA is saying that the Chinese consulate in America, that is Houston consulate, is involving in spying activities, also hacking the company's details which are preparing for COVID vaccination. So that is America's allegation. Even China is alleging that American consulate in Chengdu in China is trying to involve in China's internal affairs. See, consulate is different from embassy. First remember, it is not completely closing down all the embassies. It is not that. Consulate is like a small organ or a small branch. Small organ or a small branch. An embassy is larger and more important than a consulate. Consulate is smaller version of an embassy. Okay, consulate is a smaller version of an embassy. For example, America have around 5 consulates in China. 5 consulates. Okay, an embassy in Beijing. Then you can understand what is what. And next important news for today is next important news. India and United Kingdom. India and United Kingdom, they both are committed to expedite talks on proposed FTA. What is FTA? Free Trade Agreement. India and United Kingdom wanted to have in future a FTA. Why this FTA talks now? The reason being, recently you know that United Kingdom, that is Britain, have come out of European Union. So now Britain has to make deals separately with other countries. In such a condition, India also needs investments and businesses from UK. Now, India and UK, they are committed to deepen their economic relations, and also they wanted to have strong FTA in future. During the 14th Joint Economic and Trade Committee, meeting between Commerce Minister of India and Trade Minister of UK. They have committed to increase their trade relations at the same time to expedite the process for FTA, Free Trade Agreement. Okay, this is the news for today. And if you want these details of the news in PDF format, you can go through CSP IAS Academy Telegram channel. This news will be posted in my YouTube channel. In the below description box, you'll have Telegram channel link also. You can see the PDFs. And second thing, we'll meet on Monday for news analysis again at 9 o'clock. Thank you.